Welcome. Sorry. I know you just asked me, hey, are you ready? And I said, yes. And then you turned it on and I was like, well, fuck, I don't know what to say. Except for the fact that
that's the end of the stream. All right. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, okay, bye. No, not yet. We have to say hello before we can say goodbye. Hello, my name is Grezy. And as always, I am joined with the illustrious, the incredible, the beautiful...
Wow.
Ergo Corvus. I thought maybe you would butt in and introduce yourself. How many episodes?
No, I was waiting for you to finish.
How many episodes is this now where I still don't know how to introduce this podcast thing?
It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. You heard it here first. It's fine.
It's you never know what you're gonna get.
It's like a box of chocolate. Man, this would be more appropriate if we were reviewing Forrest Gump, but we're not.
We'll probably get to that eventually.
That is on the list. Yeah, that's true. I did see Forrest Gump on the list when you were looking through it earlier. But that is true. Today is not Forrest Gump. It is a movie that I would classify as more than fine. I love this movie. It is specifically Matilda. The theatrical version, the adaptation from the original book from, is it Ron?
Roald Dahl.
Roald Dahl. Is that how you say it? Yeah. I was like, wait, I know it starts with an R.
Roald.
Yeah. Roald Dahl. Whatever you just said. Now I'm like, oh, I can't remember now. But yeah, the adaptation from the book. I don't know if I've read the book, actually. Have you read the book?
I have not.
Oh, I might have. I might be confusing it with, because they also were the one that did Willy Wonka.
Yep, yeah, Roald Dahl wrote a lot of books that probably a lot of kids read during our time. Yeah. Because, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, well, actually before our time, really, but they continued on into our time, because, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, what's the other one?
Matilda.
Matilda. James and the Giant Peach.
That's right. They also did James.
The Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Oh, that was him too.
Wow. Wasn't he also? It was like the Big Friendly Giant, the BFG. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, man.
Which, if you played Doom, the BFG has the big fucking gun. But that's a different... When we do our 90s games podcast, that'll be a different...
Yes,
We'll talk about Doom then.
Man, okay, wait. When is that happening? Because I want to talk about Spyro the Dragon. I want to talk about Spyro... Who knows?
After we watch every movie released in the 90s, then we can get to every game released in the 90s.
I still think there are some we can skip. I saw John Malkovich in the list, and I was like, oh, I hate that movie. I don't want to watch that movie. I don't want that movie.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I think it's just in the list.
See, I know that's not what this movie...
Because I just looked up famous movies from the 90s.
Okay.
Put them in the list.
But yeah, because what was it? If it's the one I'm thinking of... If it is the one I'm thinking of, I could be wrong, because maybe...
It's one where they go in the guy's head.
That is that one, okay. I did not like that movie because it really stressed me out. It distressed me. It really did. Because I didn't like the idea of them just like, man, this poor man, his body is being used, the whole time. And, the one scene that did stick out with me that I thought was really interesting in that was where he's finally set free and he's like, oh my God, I'm free. And then, I think immediately his mind gets taken over again. And it's that's horrible. I hated it. I hated it so much. I was like, my empathetic ass, I can't with this movie. I can't stand it.
Wow, that all happened in Matilda?
Oh, yeah, I know exactly, right? I know we're not talking about that movie today.
The 1996 film starring Mara Wilson as Matilda.
Remember when her mind gets taken over by a complete stranger, the whole movie?
Different types of psychic powers in this one.
Yeah. Which are telekinesis. Better. I like these powers. I don't like what the fuck was going on in that Malkovich movie.
It was directed by Danny DeVito, which I think I didn't know, or I just forgotten that Danny DeVito directed movies in addition to being an actor. Yeah. I completely forgotten about that.
Yeah, I like how this movie has Danny DeVito's fingerprints all over it, because he's the director. And did he produce it too, or was it just directing?
He's one of the producers.
And then he acts in it. He's like a lead in it. Yeah, just...
Danny DeVito, man of many talents.
Man of many talents. I wonder, did he do it because he really liked the source material? Like, did he really like the book, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I tried to look at some of the production stuff. I didn't see, like, particularly why he took the project on.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, Danny DeVito, really cool guy from what I know. Don't know him personally, but from at least what I've read and things I've seen, he's a cool dude. And I mentioned this when we were watching the movie in our Discord channel, that one of the facts about this movie that I always find interesting and that I really respect Danny DeVito for is that he took care of the main lead, Mara Wilson, who plays Matilda. He took care of her, him and his wife, when her mother passed away, because I think she was battling cancer or something, like grain of salt.
During the production of the movie,
yeah. And then when she passed, they like took her in, basically. You know, they like, you know, helped raise her. I don't think it was for like many years or anything, but I think that they were definitely there for her during that period, you know, which I always respected. I thought that was really cool. Which is interesting that Danny DeVito as a person, man, totally not the dad figure in this movie, because as we will get into talking about the overall plot of the film, Danny DeVito's character sucks.
Yes.
He's awful. Top 10 worst dads. You know, at least in 90s movies. I don't know. Maybe we can start making a counter, you know, worst parent.
Yeah, these probably some of the worst 90s parents we've got so far. Or, I mean, hold on.
At least in the ones we've watched currently.
Yeah.
Definitely worst parents in the ones we've watched
currently. So I was
currently.
trying to remember in Casper. No, Casper's dad was nice. Like, it was his uncles or whatever that were his ghost uncles.
Yeah, they sucked. And then in We're Back, I know that the kids...
They're dinosaurs.
Well, yeah. Yeah, we don't know about their parents. But the what's the one girl, Lisa Simpson. You know what I mean? Her parents were like uber neglectful. I remember us talking about that. And then just at the end of the movie, that's fine. Everything's okay. Don't worry about it. They figured out the error of their ways, I guess. Took their kid on vacation with them finally. So they kind of suck too. But at least from what we've gotten to see, like plainly out there, you know, in the film, worst parents. These guys suck.
How about we talk about what this movie's about?
Yes, let's regale exactly why they suck and how they do.
So there's a girl, and she is born. That's literally where it starts. It starts with her being born, and she is like immediately like this super smart, like genius kid.
Yep.
But then like her family is kind of like stereotypical like American like slobs, I guess. Like they eat fast food and just watch TV all day, and they don't read or anything.
Yeah, and they're very neglectful of her.
And they're very neglectful of her, which is, it's like weird because they have like a son, and I mean like I don't know. I guess it's just like, we didn't want a second kid or whatever. Yeah,
I get the feeling that Matilda was unplanned. I get the feeling that happened.
They might blatantly say that at some point.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. That sounds like something that they did say, but I can't remember.
I'm trying to remember like what they were saying when they were like walking out the door, like after she's like born. Which also, then they put her in like the little baby carrier thing and throw her like in the trunk of the car.
Yeah, and she's like, whoa.
Yeah. It's like, oh my god. They say something like, then she says like, oh man, they charge so much for that, and like we didn't even want it or whatever, something like that. It's crazy. Yeah. They're so like over the top, like horrible.
Yeah, they're pretty shitty from the get-go. Like you can already tell the minute the movie goes. Because, the minute go, Danny DeVito's character, looks at the baby because they go like, "Oh, it's usually the best day."
Oh yeah, he just goes,
like, yeah, he's just like, and then yeah. So yeah, from the jump, terrible.
And yes, so Danny DeVito's character is Harry. We're probably just going to call him Danny DeVito.
Yeah, we probably are.
He's like the stereotypical used car salesman where he sells, cars that are all like broken down and stuff, but he tries to make them look like they're fine. He just glues, parts of them on and everything.
Yeah.
And then the wife is, I guess, apparently her thing is that she loves bingo.
Yeah, I guess that's where she is all day.
She likes to gamble, I guess.
Yeah.
And,
so like she doesn't have like a 9 to 5 or anything.
And then usually when we see her, she's just on the phone like gossiping, stuff like that. And the brother's just kind of like a bully, basically.
Yeah. He's always picking on her.
Some kid, yeah.
Yeah. They really don't interact that much in the movie, to be honest. Her and the brother. It's like, I think they maybe only say like 4 sentences max to each other the entire movie. Yeah, and it's just like, you're stupid or whatever. Well, what's that dumb nickname he gave her? Like, what was it? He's like, I can't even remember, but he'd be like, hey, and like whatever, and I'm like, that's a really dumb name. Like, that's a really stupid phrase to call her. Like, I can't even remember what it was, but it was really stupid. Yeah. He doesn't even have a good comment.
But she is like so smart, she basically like learns how to take care of herself. And she even goes to like the library by herself and checks out books to educate herself. Her parents like forget to enroll her in school. Yep. She also like starts I forget like exactly how it starts, but she starts like punishing her parents, mostly her dad.
It happens. It happens before the school because I remember in the movie that was like a big point in it that they were like, Harry, Danny DeVito. It's
just like bad people need to be punished or whatever, and she's like, people, not just kids.
Yeah, and they're like, he taught her a lesson.
He taught her something for the first time ever. Or whatever.
For the first time ever, her father gave her poignant advice. He meant to say when a child is bad, but when he said people, that allowed Matilda to think that she could punish her parents for being bad. And so she does do all that stuff where, like, she goes through not a montage, but she does the thing where she's punishing dad.
Yeah, she
puts like some weird
swaps his hair oil for some chemicals.
Yeah.
And
like lightens his hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which actually I thought was kind of fine.
No, he's just blonde now.
He's just blonde, whatever.
I thought his hair was gonna like fall out completely.
Yeah. But the worst thing she does to him,
she glues his hat to his head.
That was funny. I like how they were going about that, where like when they're in the restaurant and like, that's when it ends up getting discovered, because the mom at that point like won a thing of bingo, and she's like, I'm taking you all to Chez the Ritz or whatever the hell that place was called, and she's like, take your hat off, Harry, and he was like, I can't. He's like, oh yes you can, like the hair's not that bad, and he's like, no, I literally can't. And she goes through the whole like song and dance of like trying to pry it off his head. I'm like, man, I think no matter what it was, whether his head swelled to it or what, because they kept going like, obviously something happened, like the fibers fused to the hat, like
it's like the hat shrunk. I don't know.
Yeah. I do like that the mom already knows, where she was like, well, obviously you glued it to your head. Which, I mean, he didn't, Matilda did, but yeah, I like that she got that correct. That it was glue the whole time.
And then kind of the end of the child saga is the child arc of the Matilda anime is they're like watching TV, and then he like takes her book away because she just wants to read a book.
Yes.
He takes the book away, and he like rips it up too, and she's like, it's a library book, you can't do that.
Right? Like, what are you doing?
So she gets mad, and she's like just really looking at the TV really hard, and it explodes in front of everybody. Rain,
our friend in the chat, reminded me that the dumb thing that the brother said was dipstick. Yeah, he's like, yo, dipstick, yo, dipstick. And I'm like, that's so stupid.
Why
this
dipstick?
Is so dumb. Exactly. Why dipstick.
It's a car thing, I guess. I don't know.
Is that a 90s? We'll have to keep that in mind. Was dipstick an insult in the 90s?
Feels like it would be. I feel like that type of insult was a 90s thing. Of just like, kind of like you call somebody a weird word.
I mean, I feel like that's probably throughout all of language.
I mean, yeah, but you know what I mean. Like,
yeah.
I feel like there was like, hey, screwball, I don't know, like
you stick two words together. I like that in the cartoons where they look at something, they're like screw ball. Put them together. That's what you are. You're a screwball.
But yeah, she makes a television explode, and that's like the first thing where it's like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah. I do like that Matilda goes, I didn't do it, and her dad went, of course you didn't, you idiot, but she did.
Yeah, she doesn't get in trouble for it. Funnily enough, she doesn't get in trouble for any of those other things that we were talking about, for gluing the hat to his head or anything.
Yeah. Justice. That's what it was, karmic justice.
She just gets in trouble for existing, really.
Yeah. See, that's why the movie was like, hey, we're going to give it to her. Karmic justice. Poor girl.
Yeah, like she never actually gets in trouble, really. They're just neglectful. And I guess they get tired of having her around. Or they're like, I guess we could just send her to school or whatever.
Because he meets the Trunchbull, that's why.
He meets Miss Trunchbull, who is the principal of this, like, I was gonna say boarding school, but it's not really. They don't stay there.
Yeah.
It's just, I guess it is just, it has the feel of a boarding school, but it is, I guess it's just a regular school. Because I don't think it's a private school, right?
I mean, I don't know. They have a.
It's not clear. They don't say.
They don't have a.
I feel like there's no way he would pay. No. Right? Like,
no, of course
there's
not.
no way he would pay for school.
I think it is just a regular school, but she runs it.
It just has that feeling of like a private boarding school.
Yeah. I mean, it actually looks more like a prison because of the way the Trunchbull like runs things.
Yeah, like a military school.
Which, by the way, we have to take a second to just say how much like abuse the Trunchbull puts the kids through just for like standing around, because that's like Matilda's first like view of this school is when she's there and she's like, oh, I'm hearing this with these other kids, and then the Trunchbull comes out and they're like, oh, it's a Trunchbull, oh man, and she like immediately zones in on that girl with like the pigtails. I think she was shouting at some other kids beforehand, and that scares Matilda, and she like hides, and she meets her first friend, Lavender, this little girl, and Hortensia, the other girl, I think is her name, or Hortense, something like that. The girl with the blonde hair, and talking about like how evil the Trunchbull is. And then, speaking of evil, the freaking Trunchbull like takes this girl with like pigtails, twin tails, and she's like, "Are you a pig, Amanda?" And she's like, "No." I like the way the girl talks. She's like, "No." And my mommy thinks they're sweet. And she's like, well, your mommy is a twit. And then she like proceeds to like do what you would see in like a cartoon or like
she swings her around by the pigtails.
Yeah, she swings her around by the hair and throws her. It's like insane. I think we were talking about that in the Discord call with our friends. We were watching it. It was just like, it's like a cartoon. Like, it's got like cartoon physics the way that she does things. It's like, what the hell?
Even though this is a live action movie, it definitely has the feeling of a cartoon.
Oh, and our friend Rain brought up a good mention. I like that it would not surprise him if all the neglectful, like, bad parents sent their kids to this school because they kind of, don't care necessarily what happens, I could totally get that feeling as well.
That would be why the school hasn't been shut down for the blatant abuse.
Or the parents are just that naive, and like every time a child comes up and says,
"I had to eat a girl with the pigtails," she says, her mom says, likes her pigtails or whatever, so
maybe her mom is nice.
Her mom doesn't care that she got thrown through the air.
Like if she goes home and she goes, yeah, the Trunchbull like threw me by my hair, she'd be like, oh, that's really
maybe
funny.
It's just because it's so over the top that they're like, there's no way it can be true.
Yeah, they're either all like neglectful and bad or really stupid, like really naive, really like, you know, they tune out their kids and go, that sounds like a funny dream, honey.
Yeah, like, and I feel like that is like a thing you see kind of in a lot in kids movies where they're you know, struggling with stuff, is that adults just kind of don't listen to you, don't pay attention to you, don't take you seriously. When, like, especially if you're trying to tell them, hey, my principal is you're throwing me out the window. Like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, literally abusing me. Yeah, because like, and that is something that the Trunchbull does do later on. She literally takes a kid and she throws him out the window. She launches him. You know, she literally launches him out the window. And it's like, man, that kid would have died if Matilda hadn't done what she did. Which, by the way, I guess now is as good a time as any to mention. I feel like whenever I say that, I'm like about to launch into like an ad. I'm like, now is as good a time as any for our sponsor, Squarespace, you know, or some nonsense like that. But I feel like now is a good time to bring up that when she's at the school, she meets someone that actually is a good parental figure. She meets Miss Honey, the teacher.
Yeah, because it turns out her teacher is actually nice.
Yeah!
It's not just like everybody at the school is horrible.
Yeah.
And like, because she has been studying so much before going to school, she is like basically way ahead of all the other kids her age. And Miss Honey like tries to get her moved to a higher class, but Trunchbull is like... Trunchbull thinks that like
she's trying to offload her, be like, "Oh, you can't handle her.
You don't want this, you know, horrible kid." And she's like, "No, she's very nice. Actually, she's not horrible."
You want to know something embarrassing? When they were doing the times tables, because Miss Honey was like, "Oh, you've come at a great time. You know, Matilda, we're reviewing everything we've learned, so this is great." And they were reviewing their times tables, and so when they were going, you know, 2 times, you know, whatever is this, and I was like, I know that, yes. And then, like, I can't remember which one they did, but I had to go, yeah, that is that. Like, I had to think about it. But then, of course, Matilda, like, does that long-ass equation in her head, and I'm like, never. Never.
Yeah, because what is it? She, like, I think Miss Honey says, like, a really high one kind of as, like, a joke, but then Matilda just answers it anyway.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Because she's like, oh, eventually you'll be able to do really complex ones, like, you know, whatever one she said, like 300 times, like 13 or, you know, whatever it was.
Yeah, and she tries to convince Trunchbull, but Trunchbull's like, no. And then she goes to Matilda's house and tries to convince them to, like, move Matilda to a higher grade or something like that. And, like,
basically sing their praises,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, and
like,
they
so
just,
smart.
like, they just kind of, like, completely ignore her, basically.
And they're chastising her for, like, interrupting them, because
like, we're watching the game.
Yeah, the wrestling match
like,
was on.
I missed it.
Yeah. And then, like, the mom says that thing about, like, I chose looks, you chose books, you know, which one of us is the better life here, you know, basically. And yeah, it was cool to see that moment, because now you know that there is a figure of authority of some, you know, sense like that, you know, like a teacher who sees, oh, okay, this kid does not have a support system. Her parents do not care, you know, about her or her future. So I am going to try to be there for her. Because, like, she leaves the, like, books that I guess she brought, like, whatever, if they were, like, textbooks or something. She brought them, and she, like, not hid them, but she, like, put them in a little thing and, like, mouthed to Matilda, like, tomorrow, you know? So, like, I liked that moment, that even though it didn't result in, like, you know, a change in the parents, because, of course, it wasn't going to, that now Matilda has, you know, someone who knows. Who knows the situation she's in.
But yeah, then we kind of we go through, just some stuff happens, and then...
Oh, what do you mean some stuff happens? Don't you mean Bruce our boy Bruce eats an entire chocolate cake.
Has to eat a cake because Trunchbull thinks that he stole her cake, and then it's insane.
It's absolutely insane. And like Matilda starts a riot. Not really.
Yeah.
She's like, "You can do it, Bruce!" And then the whole like
unites the children.
Mm-hmm. And I like that later on he shows up hanging out with them. Because, like, when they're...
Oh, yeah.
They're looking at...
Yeah, she kind of has, like, a little group of friends at the school.
Because Lavender's like, it's a flog! And it's a newt. It's a newt. And Bruce is there reading the, like, it's a blah, 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 blah newt. So, cool for Bruce. We like that. We like that for him.
Also, kind of on the side, her father is being investigated by the FBI.
Yes.
Because, apparently, for his, like... bad business practices.
It's because he's buying stolen car parts.
Yes, yeah.
That's part of it. Yeah.
And like using those, I guess, in the cars that he's selling.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Pee Wee Herman is one of them.
Yeah,
he's Paul Rubens.
Paul Rubens is one of them. The other guy like looked familiar to me, but I looked him up and I didn't really see him from anything. But I guess he was somebody who worked with Danny DeVito on other stuff. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
I do like how the parents again are really dumb and Matilda's really smart and she's like, they're cops. Like, no, they're not, they're boat salesmen. It's like,
they're speedboat salesmen.
Woman.
Even though you could just see them just sitting in their car out by the curb, like, yeah, sure, they're really doing a lot of sales just sitting in their car all day.
Yeah, and it's also extra dumb on their part too, because the dad knows that he's doing bad stuff.
Yeah, right?
He wants...
You would think he would be more paranoid.
Yeah, because part of the reason why he didn't really care about Matilda going to school, if I remember right, was because he's like, who's going to be home to pick up the packages?
Yes.
We can't have packages at the door, And so it's like, you would think he'd be more paranoid, but yeah, apparently not. Apparently not.
There's eventually the car that her dad sold to Trunchbull breaks down.
Yeah.
And Trunchbull blames Matilda for it and puts her in the chokey, which is like a thing that the kids have mentioned as kind of a scary like detention kind of thing, basically.
It's funny with the chokey, that stood out to me so much because this is another one of those classic movies that I rented all the time back in the day. Maybe not as often as Slappy, or no, more than Slappy and the Stinkers. No offense to Slappy, but yeah, I rented Matilda a lot when it was my turn to choose a movie at Blockbuster, and I feel like because of that, the chokey, like seeing it so often and me watching it as a kid a lot, it like left an impression on me, and it did kind of scare me. Like the chokey, the room of that like just creepy looking door with like the nails in it, and it's just like this tight space. Like looking at it as an adult, I'm like, oh yeah, that's like effed up, but it's not like, like if I were to step in there, it'd be like, oh, is this like some weird room at Halloween Horror Nights? Like, all right, this is kind of whatever. But like, it would be traumatizing as a child, like if you're stuck in a small space like that. But the chokey, just that phrase that has like stood with me for a long time.
Iconic.
It's iconic. An iconic thing. And I feel like I've heard people in my life reference it before, like adults.
Yeah, it's a thing that you would remember. Yeah,
bringing it up. They may not know Slappy, but they do know about the chokey.
Around this point, we kind of get to the main plot where Miss Honey invites like Matilda to come hang out and talks to her about her dark and secret past.
She regales her, like you said, her dark past by saying, oh, there was a girl, and then Matilda pieces it together. It's like, the girl was you, and she was like, yep, it was. But it I can't remember. Did she start realizing that she had the powers before or after that scene? Do you remember? Because I think it was after that scene, because otherwise she would have used it while she was there. Because, unfortunately, what happens to her and Miss Honey is while Miss Honey is regaling Matilda about her dark and sad past, about being related to the Trunchbull, so the Trunchbull is her aunt, who raised her after her father died mysteriously. Ooh, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Bet the Trunchbull had nothing to do with it. So basically, Matilda's like, oh, you have all these things that mean something to you, especially that doll. Let's go into the house while she's gone and get your doll back. And so they try to do it. But of course, because of the aforementioned fucked up car, the Trunchbull turns right back around.
Comes back early, and then we basically have like a horror movie sequence where they're like they're trying to sneak around the house while she's like hunting them down. She is like a horror movie monster. She can like smell them and
yeah, it's crazy. Like, honestly, light those scenes differently and it absolutely would look like a horror film.
Yeah.
And we were saying this in the Discord call when we were chatting with our friends while watching. The Trunchbull is like so crazy. Like, they put so much effort, like that actress, so much effort into everything that she did, because she was like jumping down the stairs. Like, she jumped off the second floor and, you know, back down onto the ground floor from the stairs and just like boom, you know, and like the chandelier fell down. It's just and like when she turned around, like to even come back to the house, she took the car and she turned it around. Like, she's like her own Hulk, you know. It's just crazy.
This is just Pamela Ferris, who I don't really know from anything else. Oh, she's Mrs. Dursley in Harry Potter.
Oh, really? What?
Or at least in one of them in Azkaban, apparently.
Oh, no, Marge Dursley. I was going to say, I was like, oh, she looks so different.
Is that a different Dursley?
Yes, unfortunately, I know that.
I don't remember.
Marge is...
the sister of
Vernon's sister.
Not the Mrs.
She's the one that Harry blows up. Well, it's going to sound even worse when I say it this way. He inflates her. She turns into a balloon, basically. Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, but yeah. Oh man, now I just want to see her in that movie, the Trunchbull. Like, holy crap! Different movie.
Yeah, she does a really great job as the Trunchbull. She is. Her physicality is great.
It's very entertaining to watch. Like, I was afraid of the Trunchbull
because I did see in the production stuff. She, I guess, was doing at least some of the stunts herself and like got injured a lot.
I remember you mentioned that to us on the Discord call, that I guess they're, because like, well, slight spoilers at the end, there's a bunch of chalk, like there's a whole thing. She got like chalk dust in her eye. Like,
in the scene where she was swinging the girl around by her pigtails, something happened in that like tore one of her fingers open, apparently.
Dang!
When they filmed that scene,
I thought for sure you were going to say she like threw her back or something. So I was like, damn! Like, was she really lifting that girl?
No, she was not. She was not. It said it had something to do with like the wires that were holding the girl in the air, like I guess wrapped around her.
Ow! Yeah, that's no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but she did a great job.
She did.
Very memorable villain.
And you know what? Very well acted. Because to this day, I still hate the Trunchbull. Still hate her. She's a terrible person. She's evil. She's awful. She's the worst.
And she has like so many good like facial expressions.
Oh God, yeah.
And like she
really does.
Yeah, and especially in that scene where we're talking about where she's hunting them through the house, and she's like, because I think there's one point where I think Miss Honey like she kind of like opens the front door and slams it shut to make it seem like they left. So I think Matilda was still trapped, so Miss Honey didn't. That's why she didn't just leave by herself. And then like Miss Trunchbull goes over there and like opens the door and is about to go look outside, but then she like sniffs the air and she's like, oh, somehow detects like, oh, they didn't actually go out the door.
She's just like making these wild faces.
Like, how does she know?
Right? If you've never seen Matilda, you really should. Like, where are you? Like, come on.
And it's like,
but you should watch it for that. Like, that alone, the Trunchbull, just her expressions.
Like, if she just hadn't been been such a terrible person, she probably could have been very successful.
Yeah.
She's also, part of her backstory is that she's like an Olympic athlete, which is also why she's like super strong and stuff.
Shot put, javelin, hammer throw.
Shot put, javelin, hammer throw.
They mention that a lot.
Basically very good at throwing things. Those all involve throwing things.
Because she did did she basically do all those things with the kids that she like launches and whatnot?
There are points throughout the movie where, because obviously when she's throwing the girl around by the pigtails, that's kind of the hammer throw. And then I think there are situations where the javelin...
When she throws the boy, I think that's like the javelin.
That's the javelin, and then the shot put is just a ball.
And she does, I think she does throw one of those.
She throws a ball at some point. I don't remember,
yeah. I know Miss Honey takes one of them to try to make like a sound to divert. Yeah. Because like she's going towards where Matilda's going and she's like going, with the shot ball. And like,
yeah. So anyway, they do manage to escape.
Yes.
And Miss Honey does say, don't step foot in that house again, Like, don't mess around with her.
Like, promise me you will never go back in that house again. And Matilda's like, I promise.
And I think what you were thinking of is, I think when we talked about her friend Lavender put the newt in like a jug of water that the Trunchbull was drinking from. So she like got the newt on her, or well, actually in her mouth, right? She like spat it out. I think that is the scene where we see Matilda. She knocks her. She's like looking at the jug of water and it falls over, and that's kind of where she.
That's her first time realizing, oh, I'm doing like I'm. Because I think
when the thing with the TV happened, she was kind of like, did I do that?
Yeah.
She was like, Urkel, did I do that? But then when she pushes the jug of water, where she's like, oh, I definitely did that. And so she kind of is practicing with her telekinesis powers, doing that thing that I think you've mentioned at some point of, that every kid did, where they were trying to look at something really hard and try to make it move.
Hardcore. I did that so many times as a kid.
And I think Matilda kind of figures out that she can do it, basically, I guess, by getting angry. Which is funny because it's like, wow, she's tapping into the dark side of the Force.
Or she's becoming the Hulk. That's my secret captain. I'm always angry.
Yeah.
I'm always mad.
She's like the Hulk, but with psychic powers instead of, muscle powers.
Because, she's like egging on Danny DeVito, Harry, her dad. And she's like, yell at me again! And, and he yells at her. And weird that he does not comment on it. Of course, they're probably too idiotic, like their brain has been rotted by too much TV, I don't know. But like, he's literally going for the door. Like, he's going through the hallway, yelling at her, and she's staring at the door, and it's like, shaking, and then it closes in his face and locks.
I forgot about that scene.
And I'm just like, if I was Danny DeVito's character, I'd have been like, what the fuck? She didn't move! Is the house haunted? That's what I would have thought.
Yeah. Yeah. And then so now she kind of figures out how to use her psychic powers. She, I do think it's strange that she does this, but she kind of like fights off the FBI agents that are investigating her dad. I guess she feels some kind of loyalty, I guess, to her family, even though she doesn't like them.
The narration, as like the narrator was saying in that part, she bought some time for her dad to maybe come to his senses.
she wants to hope that he could get better, I guess. Yeah, she like messes with them with the psychic powers, and then eventually like cites some laws from a book she read, of course, of like, oh, you don't have a warrant.
Yeah. And this is all after she does the really cool dance montage where she's to what's that song? Oh, my little pretty. Oh, how did I go? Whatever that song is. Kind of like with Slappy, whenever I hear that song. So like with Lollipop with that song, but with that particular one for Matilda.
That's just a scene where she's... Yeah, there's kind of... We get a montage where she's just...
using her powers, like she's like...
alone in her house, kind of just making stuff fly around.
Moving the objects and, just kind of having a fun time. Any kid with telekinesis probably would have done. Yeah. Dancing on the table, having all kinds of things float around.
And so, kind of like the really big... or the first really big place where she actually puts her powers to use is she goes back to Trunchbill's house, and she's like, she doesn't go in the house because Miss Honey told her not to go in, but just looking through the windows, she starts messing with the stuff in there, and basically makes Miss Trunchbull think that she's being haunted.
Yeah, it's a really good scene.
And then also takes Miss Honey's doll and brings it to her,
along with 2 chocolates.
And but her iconic red hair ribbon, which does she actually have it on the? Yeah, there you go. She has it on the cover. Gets like caught in a tree as she's running away, and Miss Trunchbull. Although I don't know what what is going through Miss Trunchbull's head. Like, oh, that girl must have psychic powers or something. But I don't know. She just figures somehow
she's to blame.
Matilda. Don't know how she did it, but somehow she did it.
Yeah.
And so the next day, we have the final confrontation.
Yeah.
Where, Trunchbull is kind of confronting Matilda, but Matilda, again, uses her powers to make it seem like there's a ghost.
Specifically, whose ghost, though?
Miss Honey's father. Makes it seem like the ghost of Miss Honey's father is writing on the chalkboard, and it's funny that also all the kids like start reading it as it starts writing, and it says Agatha, like you need to leave or whatever.
I think I remember it's Agatha, leave my bumblebee alone and give her back her house and her money. As the chorus of kids.
If you don't, I will get you. Like you got me.
And she's like, she's
passes out, right?
Yeah, and she's like, oh my god. Because by the way, when Matilda is effing with her in the house, when she's like using her powers to make her think the house is haunted, specifically the father that she's kind of like pinpointed, because there's a framed portrait of the Trunchbull, and she throws it in the fire and then replaces it with the photo of him, the portrait of him, and she's like, oh my god.
Which also, I think I mentioned when we were watching it that the portrait of Miss Honey's father is actually a portrait of Roald Dahl.
Oh yeah, you did mention that. You did mention that.
The author of the book,
which is pretty cool.
That's a good Easter egg.
Yeah.
And sorry, I actually forgot. She doesn't just pass out. It's all the students start basically attacking Miss Trunchbull. I think specifically they're like throwing food at her, like a food fight kind of thing.
I mean, she does start by passing out, but then she like goes on a rampage. Like she's gonna like attack some of the other kids.
Yeah, and they're all like throwing food at her and yelling at her, and then like all the kids from all the classes start joining in. They're like, it's the revolution.
Yeah, they realize they're like, oh hell yeah.
and they just basically chase her out of the school. She just runs away, and that's the last we see of her.
And Miss Honey gets her house.
Miss Honey gets the house. She becomes the new principal, I think.
Yeah. I think that is, they were like, they had to add an extra school because no one wanted to leave.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, the school's so great. And kind of our last thing is that Matilda's family shows up as Matilda is hanging out with Miss Honey, and they're like, the FBI is finally, coming after me.
I think he specifically does say, like, oh, it's the boat salesman, so, like, he knows. Yeah. He's like, damn it.
I guess they came back with a warrant.
Yep. This time they had their warrant.
And, Matilda refuses to go, and she's like, I think she's like, yeah, I don't want to go. I want to stay with her. And they're like, oh, we're your family or whatever. And she's like, you don't have to be. I got these I printed out these adoption papers at the library. If you sign them, then she'll be my mom. And they're like, oh, okay.
All right.
So Miss Honey adopts Matilda.
Yep. Which, I mean, it's a good thing that Miss Honey liked the idea of having a daughter.
That would be really awkward if she was like, look, Matilda, I like you. I don't know if I want you to be my daughter, though. Sorry. I don't know.
This is moving so fast. This is really quick. But luckily it worked out.
I'm your teacher, Anyway. And then then they live happily ever after.
Yeah. And Matilda, I like how they say, like, and she never needed to use her powers again, except sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, which is when she, like...
Maybe just for fun.
Just for funsies. Which I'm like, yeah, fuck that. You know, if you have telekinesis, yeah, use it.
Yeah, right?
Use it for good. And didn't you make the joke in our Discord call where you're like, and then
after the credits,
yeah.
Samuel Jackson shows up and says, Matilda, I'd like to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative.
Hell yeah.
This was actually the first movie in the MCU before Iron Man.
Exactly. Mara Wilson, where you at? Get in the MCU. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that is, in a nutshell, the movie Matilda. And what a fun movie. What an absolutely fun movie. The stuff that with the Trunchbull, like I mentioned before, is just so entertaining. You know, her expressions, everything. Like, that actress really, you know, went above and beyond, just making a horrible character that you hate. And so it's all the more, like, gratifying when they are chased out of the school. And I remember regaling this when we were talking with our friends, that I didn't know what these blue things were that they were throwing at the Trunchbull. I was like, I always thought those were, like, either rubber balls or like Play-Doh or something. I was like, is that food? And then I forget who said it. It might have been you, but somebody went, oh yeah, it's a water balloon. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Okay. Because just so many kids had these blue, they probably had them on set where they're like, okay, here's all the water balloons, and they're all coincidentally blue. They were all throwing them at her. Because I was like, man, what a weird food item. Like, I never knew what it was as a kid. Never knew. Had no idea.
I guess because since you were watching on a VHS, it probably was like blurry and
it wasn't
small
that
on the screen.
It wasn't that bad. I think also I'm just you
know what I mean. It wasn't HD.
Yeah, that's true. Couldn't see everybody's pores, you know, like all that stuff. But I mean, hey, you know how weird I am with like deciphering lyrics sometimes. That is like my visual version of that. Like, I don't know what the fuck that object is. I can't discern what that thing is. It must be something weird like Play-Doh. I don't know. But yeah, it is quite a fun movie. And as we were, mentioning when we were talking with our friends, I forgot that Matilda doesn't start using her powers until like midway through the movie. Like it comes in bursts, like the part where she literally does burst the TV, and it's like
I think probably when you think about it, you're mostly thinking about the psychic powers, but they don't come up until you're near the end. Exactly,
and at its core, this movie is about a girl finding a family. Like, self-acceptance and family. And shout out, we didn't really mention it, but, shout out to the librarian. Like, she gets, like, maybe, like, 3 scenes tops, maybe. But, man,
she just sees this, 4-year-old coming in the library.
What an awesome person. What an awesome lady.
Gets her a library card.
Yeah. I love how sweet she is, too. She's like, you could get a library card. You wouldn't have to walk all the way over anymore. And Matilda's like, that would be lovely. I also like that Matilda as a child talked like an adult. Like, she talks like a 30-year-old adult. Specifically, I say that because in the narration, it goes, Matilda, at whatever age she was, already was, aware of how to, take care of herself like a 30-year-old, or like was able to do what most 30-year-olds find out how to do, take care of themselves, And I'm like, dang, look at that. Look at Matilda over here, talking like an adult and, walking to the library all by herself like an adult. Like, look at you, kid. But yeah.
But how 90s is it?
No, that's true, but how 90s is it? I'm gonna say off the cuff, I already feel like this one's probably gonna be pretty 90s. Like, that could just be me, like, having a bias or something with this film because I watched it a lot growing up in the 90s. But I would argue that there are quite a few elements that kind of scream 90s to me, like such as some of the fashion, because I remember when we were watching it, we were regaling it.
Kids at the school.
Yeah, the kids at the school.
They're dressed like kids in the 90s.
They definitely were. And there was something about like... there's something I was telling you, because I don't know if it was really the music. Maybe. Some of the score...
it does have a lot of stuff from the 90s. I'm thinking of... What's the thing that's like near the end? On my way.
Oh, yeah. On my way. On my way. Yeah, I know what song you're talking about.
Yeah, definitely has some 90s music. The other one that you mentioned... Well, actually, are those 90s songs? Now I'm not sure.
I don't think that's a 90s song. I think that's an older song.
Are those older? Yeah, wait.
Send Me On My Way.
Yeah, the On My Way is, that one is 90s. So the one at the end,
Little Bitty Pretty One. That's it. Little bitty pretty one.
That's an older one. That's 1957.
Yeah, that's why I was like, that one's older.
Yeah, using her totally.
Oh, composed by David Newman.
All right.
Cool. Because, yeah, I was like, wait, did David Newman do...
Has that come up in one of our other movies? I feel like he might have. What did he do in the 90s? Matilda? No, I only see Matilda.
Ooh, Flintstones.
Oh. Okay, I wish they would just have them in order. Here we go.
Yeah, that's why I was like, yeah, might as well go to the list.
Okay, yeah, it did do a lot in the 90s.
DuckTales. Bill and Ted. So yeah,
Mighty Ducks.
Pretty extensive list already.
Yeah, and it did have that kind of... I think I talked about this... I'm probably going to be comparing this a lot to the Mrs. Doubtfire. Because it did kind of have that just 90s orchestral movie score kind of
and also
kind of thing.
Speaking of Mrs. Doubtfire, or Ms. Doubtfire, Mara Wilson was in that. She was the little girl. She was She was the
daughter?
She was the littlest daughter. Yeah, she was the youngest one.
I totally forgot.
Yep, that was Mara Wilson.
Because she would have been 3 years older. Yeah. He also did the music for Anastasia.
Oh, wow.
You like that movie?
I do. A lot of, man, as we were watching with my brother that one time, I was like, oh, man, they really are just like a song every couple of minutes. Like, dang. They really go at it. But yeah, I was going to say, yeah, Miss Doubtfire, there it is. Oh, that was her first one. Mrs. Doubtfire was Mara Wilson's first.
Mrs. Doubtfire is 1993. Yeah, oops, sorry. She would have been younger then. I was looking at our ratings because we had Mrs. Doubtfire. We rated Mrs. Doubtfire 99, and so I was like, oh yeah, Mrs. Doubtfire came out in 1999. No, it didn't. It came out in 1993. My bad.
I fully hear what you said earlier, so I didn't even clock that. But yeah. But that's so cool that Mrs. Doubtfire was 93. That was Mara Wilson's.
Should have been 3 years younger.
That was her first film. Look at that. And then A Time to Heal, Miracle on 34th Street, Matilda.
Interesting.
A Simple Wish. Oh, if that's not on our list, it should be. I watched that a lot. I never heard of that one. Really? You never watched that?
I'd never even heard of it.
Oh man, I liked that movie. We should put that on the list. I liked that one. Okay. That was cool.
Yeah, she didn't really do a lot. I guess she stopped acting.
It might have been. Well, I mean, her mom did pass, so I was gonna say it was because how many did she do after Matilda?
A few.
She did a few.
Yeah, she still acted for a while, and then she
did a few.
Yeah, around 2000. So I guess she just kind of did the child actor thing, and then kind of retired.
Took a break,
from acting.
Yeah.
Because she mostly just has like cameos and stuff after that. Well.
Yeah, good for her though. Good for her.
Yeah.
Being able to get out of, to not like do too many movies as a kid, you know what I mean? Like she had a few, but yeah. So yeah, definitely Mara Wilson I would clock as, a 90s actor for sure, because she did a lot of her work back then,
She was a Mrs. Doubtfire.
And she was a Mrs. Doubtfire, the most 90s movie we have on our list so far.
90s music. Danny DeVito was in a lot of stuff in the 90s. I know he was around before the 90s.
I was going to say, let's check his filmography though, because how much did he do in the 90s?
How much was he in the 90s?
Because I know him mainly from Hercules. And this movie.
Has an extensive film career dating back to the 1970s.
He's done a lot.
Yeah,
he's done a lot of things.
All right, let's look at specifically how many 90s movies.
Oh yeah, he's the Penguin.
Of course, he was the Penguin in the Batman 90s movie. Or movies, I don't know. He's in Space Jam.
And of course, he's
the villain in Space Jam.
Junior. With Arnold Schwarzenegger.
We'll have to watch that at some point.
Jeez Louise, just the picture that came up when you had to curse it.
Yeah, we'll get to it. Oh, and of course, he's in Hercules.
Yeah.
He's in Men in Black. Apparently, it's just a cameo though. But yeah, he's in a lot.
He did a few. He did a good few in the 90s.
So I'd say he had some 90s points. They're that's probably the most recognizable ones. Paul Rubens, I guess. Yeah. He's not a major role, but Pee Wee Herman. Well, no, wait. I guess Pee Wee Herman is an 80s thing.
I watched a lot of that growing up, though. I wonder.
Or wait, okay, that's the original. No, but yeah, it is kind of an 80s thing. Yeah, Pee-wee's Big Adventure 85.
Interesting.
So
like when did Pee-wee's Adventure end? So now I'm just curious.
Yeah. Because
it was probably in syndication.
Pee-wee's Playhouse ended in 91.
Oh, okay. See, but
it was probably still rerunning and stuff. Mm-hmm. So yeah, was he really around a lot?
I guess not really, but...
He's the voice of the ship's computer in Flight of the Navigator?
Oh, wow, cool. Oh, yeah, I do remember that, actually. I think You
watched that movie?
No.
That's an 80s movie, so we can't talk about it.
Yeah, sorry, we can't talk about that. I only know... That guy kind of looks like Will from Stranger Things, sorry. But the Flight of the Navigator, I only knew that about Paul Rubens because I think I was watching, like, a video essay of some sort or a review of that movie, and somebody brought that up.
The thing where he got arrested for... The
indecency
thing that happened was 1991. Probably why we didn't really see him a lot in the 90s, I guess.
And maybe is that why maybe Pee-wee's Playhouse stopped in the 91? Because that was the year it ended. Yeah. So like,
or I don't know. No, well, okay, I think it because
after his arrest in 91. So that's why I'm like,
no, I think it ended before the incident.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, no, okay, he was around. He did still continue to do some stuff. He just wasn't doing Pee Wee Herman anymore.
Yeah. But I would be willing to give Pee Wee Herman's appearance, or Paul Rubens, appearance, some slight 90s points because even though the Pee Wee's Playhouse...
I know he is in another 90s movie. He's in Dunstan Checks In.
Oh, God.
He's the, exterminator or something. We'll get to that eventually.
Oh, God. But as I was saying, even though Pee Wee's Playhouse ended in 91, so it didn't really have a lot of time to be a 90s staple per se, I have... not a lot of memories associated, but I still remember it, to this day.
Yeah, and I feel like, everybody knows who Pee-wee, everyone our age and older probably knows.
And a part of that might have been also because of the movie, because I did watch the movie growing up too, and that was probably more of a 2000s thing, but, or it might have been a 90s thing. The Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Well, yeah, that was 80s.
That was 80s? Oh, the movie was in the 80s? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, either way, I watched that too. In the 90s, I watched that. So I would give him some points, in other words.
Anyway, and yeah. So, this movie is pretty 90s. And, like I was saying, I was going to compare it to Mrs. Doubtfire, which just, I feel like this kind of comedy...
lends itself
really,
to the 90s.
Yeah, I can't really imagine this coming out in the 80s or the 2000s. Yeah,
I would agree with you. There's a feel to it.
Because it
kind of reminds me of almost, it's not like a Disney Channel movie, but I don't know why, but for some reason my brain kind of likens it a little bit to that, when thinking about 90s stuff, even though I guess maybe now that I'm thinking about it, the 90s or the Disney Channel movies, those were probably more of an early 2000s thing as opposed to a 90s thing. But when you're talking about a feel, I know what feel you're talking about, and that kind of resonated with me through some of the media that I watched in the 90s and in the early 2000s. So I would 100% agree with that. Yeah,
and it's because it has this it's weird because it's there is a lot of really there's a lot of meanness to it, obviously, with how her family treats her and stuff, and how horrible the Trunchbull is. But then it is overall a very optimistic movie. Yeah, and that feels kind of like a '90s thing to me, where it's it's not. Actually, I don't know. I was about to say it's not sanitized, but really, there was a lot of stuff that was sanitized in the '90s, probably. But I don't know. I do feel like a little bit of that mean humor does feel like a 90s thing. And especially the way that it's kind of cartoony. I'm talking about the 90s was a very cartoon time.
Hey, like my fave, Slappy and the Stinkers.
Slappy and the Stinkers.
There's a lot of live action, people operating almost like cartoon characters with the way they're running around and stuff sometimes. Some of their things being over exaggerated. So yeah, no, 100%. I would agree with that feel. Another thing I was going to bring up really quick was the technology. Because the TV that they have, did it have bunny ears? Did it have
Oh yeah,
antenna.
the TV they have in her house is looks really old.
It did look old. Yeah.
I would say I'm not even sure if it's supposed to take place in the 90s. It almost feels more 70s.
I was gonna say maybe a little more 80s as opposed
70s
to 70s,
or 80s,
but yeah, something like that. And then like the camcorder that the boat salesman is using, you know, the FBI agent. Was that a camcorder that would have been in the 90s? Because it reminded me of the camcorder that FBI, don't come after me, but we would bootleg VHSs with.
Wait, was it like a little handheld one, or was it like a big shoulder mounted camera? I can't remember.
Hang on, let me see if I can find a quick picture of it. Really
I don't know if you.
I might. Hang on. I'm gonna write. Hang on. I'm gonna search Matilda FBI agent. And see if anything shows up with the images. I like the first picture is Paul Rubin, and he's got his eyebrow arched. He's like, oh, also they have like they have some sort of like Sony recorder that
like
they're using.
One of those things you talk into.
Yeah, one of the things that you talk into. And in terms of, I know we already said that the fashion was pretty 90s, but the mom, I was just reminded while I was looking at this, she wears that like leopard print outfit.
I feel like there is supposed to be a little bit of like it is supposed to feel kind of in the past.
Yeah.
But it's still very much has the feel of a 90s like costuming.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Even if it is designed to look like it's not actually the 90s. Yeah, I don't know if that makes sense.
No, I get that. Here I know I know everyone else can't see this, but it's kind of like it's like hung over his neck.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So it's like
I can't really tell.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sorry, I tried. But yeah. So what score are you thinking? Because I'd be tempted, maybe because of like some of the elements that might seem a little older, that maybe lend itself to be a little more 80s or something, would maybe keep it from being like a 99. But I would definitely shoot for 97, 98. Like if we're not going to go 99, I would be comfortable with those two. So I don't know where you stand. I think I would be
fine with 98.
You think you would?
Yeah. Same as Slappy and the Stinker.
Yeah, 98! And it has that same kind of slapstick feel.
Yeah.
So like that would kind of work, you know, with that regard. And hey, it's a bunch of kids adventure. It had that like feel. And granted, yeah, it's a little bit different with Matilda. It's not a whole bunch of kids. It's one kid, but you know what I mean. Kind of having an adventure of sorts. Yeah. So all right, I'm comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with
really
98.
like the only thing that keeps it from a 99, I think, is the fact that, and I think that it's done because it's kind of based on the book, and so to give it kind of the storybook feel, it makes sense that they made it feel a little out of time. Where there is some stuff that does seem like it's 90s, but then there's other stuff where like also a lot of the cars that they're driving are almost like cars from like the 50s and stuff.
Yeah. They had like an older looking car,
Yeah. So, 98.
Yeah.
One
mention I will bring up that other future movies we'd have to consider as well. I feel like I remember people from the 90s talking about playing bingo more. I don't know if that's true, but like it's something that I kind of associate a little bit, because whenever I would watch cartoons and stuff, there'd always be somebody playing bingo. Granted, was it an older person? Yes, so maybe it's just an old person trope.
Yeah, it was kind of,
or a gambling trope. But I'll be interested to see how many other people in our movies going forward, how many times bingo gets brought up.
It's definitely, I feel like that's one of those jokes that's been around like forever of like, oh, you gotta go play bingo at the old folks home, like that's just kind of a cliche.
Probably not more.
But I do remember, hearing just that being a joke that came up a lot in cartoons and stuff. Like, oh, what do old people do? They play bingo. I don't know.
Right? Shuffleboard. But you know what? You know what old people do now? AKA us? We pick our next movie.
Oh.
So, ergo, I know you were already kind of regaling to me what you thought you were going to choose. Do you think you're still going to go that route, or do you think you might want to go a different route?
I think I'm gonna stick to it, and what's that sound? I think I hear something approaching.
Oh, you do? What's that sound? What's that sound, Ergo?
Da, 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 da.
Jaws? No, I'm kidding. Yeah,
I think next time I want to watch Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
I think also 1996. We're staying in the same year.
So that means it's within the same universe. So
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is doing this shit while Matilda is doing her thing.
Yes. Yeah, I really enjoy the Mission Impossible movies. Especially this first one, I think, is one of the best ones.
Yeah. I'll be completely honest, not seen it.
I think
not seen
you might have watched it with me at one point.
Or did we watch?
Maybe like once. I think it might have just been once, and it was like a while ago.
That, or are you maybe thinking of? There was that one time we went to the movies, and was it a Mission Impossible movie that we saw in theaters?
No.
No. Oh.
No.
What was that movie where like?
We saw like Fury Road.
There was a thing. There was a guy, and there was a movie theater involved, and like some guy got killed in a movie theater. I don't know. There was some weird action shit happening in it. I feel like it was something like that. If it wasn't a Mission Impossible movie, it was another movie with like a spy in it of some sort. And I'm pretty sure I watched it with you. I don't think I watched it with my friend. I think it was you. But I know we saw Furiosa together. I know we saw Mad Max Fury Road. We definitely saw that.
Yeah.
That was actually one of our first dates, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aww. Oh, romantic. Witness me.
But yeah, I do really like this film. It'll be interesting to watch it in terms of this podcast, because it's like, even though, yeah, it came out right in the middle of the 90s, 1996, I don't really think of it as a 90s film.
Yeah. More so, like timeless or older, you think?
Yeah, or I mean, I don't know. It even almost feels like a 2000s thing to me. Like, I guess kind of ahead of its time. So it'll be interesting to watch with that in mind. And
ooh, it came out 5 days before my birthday.
Wow.
Yeah, look at that. May 22nd.
Could have gone to watch it for your birthday. I don't know.
No. Nah, what was it, 96? My 6th birthday? Yeah, totally. But yeah, I'll have to pretend I care about Tom Cruise when we watch that movie, but actually no, I don't have to care about Tom Cruise.
You don't have to.
I don't have to. Cool. I won't make myself then.
It's wait, what
Jason Bourne? Wait, no, that's the Bourne movie.
Yeah.
That's the Bourne movie.
Yeah, you know how Tom Cruise plays Jason Bourne in Mission Impossible?
What's his name? What's the character's
Ethan
name?
Hunt.
Ethan Hunt.
Yeah.
Ethan Hunt.
Good thing he's not Michael Hunt.
Why?
Because then if you shorten his name, it would be Mike Hunt. Anyway.
I don't get it. Sorry, I don't
get it.
You can see that in real time fly over my head. Everyone else is probably like, oh,
don't worry about it.
Good one, Ergo. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, so that'll be next time.
Yeah. See, Rain got it. Our friend Rain got it, Ergo.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad. But and you know what? I'll be glad to watch that and get to indulge you in some Mission Impossible, because I know you like the Mission Impossible movies. Like, do you have all of them?
I have like a box of, well, the first 6.
Oh my gosh, the first 6? How many fucking Mission Impossibles are there?
Because then 7 and 8 came out. They did the part 1 and part 2 thing.
Yeah.
Where it was supposed to be one movie and they split it into 2. Mm-hmm. And that's the like end of the series. Yeah.
I like that Rain was like, I didn't expect you to go there.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, I look forward to watching it and to dissecting how 90s Mission Impossible is. And I will try really hard not to confuse him with Jason Bourne. Maybe watching the movie and hearing his name over and over and over again. Yeah, I'll be like, oh,
we gotta watch the 90s James Bond movies too. But I'll space them out. We don't want to get tired of don't want to get too tired of spy movies.
It's true.
I wonder just how many spy movies there are in the 90s. I feel like
probably a lot.
There must be. Actually, yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I think there are a lot of spy thrillers in the 90s.
Spy Kids. Was that 90s or 2000s? That might have been early 2000s. I was just going to say there was...
too bad we can't watch Spy Kids.
I was like, oh yeah, it was
unless it's 99,
Kids.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it's 2000s.
Yeah. Pretty sure.
Okay.
But good job for Matilda, though. Good job for Matilda. Do you think Matilda could take on Ethan Hawke, whatever the fuck his name was that you just said? Ethan Hunt? Ethan Hunt!
Isn't Ethan Hawke like an actor?
I don't know.
I think that's an actor.
Do you think Matilda could take him on? Probably.
I'm trying to oh my god, I opened too many tabs.
I was going to say, man, there's so many wiki tabs.
Okay.
But do you think Matilda could take on Mr. Mission Impossible?
See, why they're fighting each other?
Yeah, death battle style.
Oh my god.
Would Matilda win?
I mean, I guess it depends on if she can, like, stop bullets and stuff.
I mean, she's got telekinesis. You saw what she did with that carrot.
Can she do the Neo thing? Which, by the way, The Matrix is 99. We gotta watch that. Could she stop a bullet like Neo?
I mean, you saw what she did with that carrot her brother threw at her.
Probably. I also feel like he probably wouldn't want to shoot a little kid. He'd be like, oh, she's just a little kid. And then she would, crush his head like a grape or whatever.
She's like, I fought an adult bigger and scarier than you, man. Oh yeah, well, I guess better question. Could the Trunchable take on Ethan? Could the Trunchable meet? I want to say I think the Trunchable could.
I think she could be a good villain for one of the Mission Impossible movies.
Crossover.
Yeah, and I could see the briefing where they're like, "Watch out, she got the gold medal in the javelin, hammer throw, and shot put."
And he would make mention of it, like when she does something, he's like, "There's the hammer throw."
And she's throwing javelins at him and stuff.
Or she's throwing children.
No,
she's throwing children like a javelin.
Or grenades, because of the shot put. Just
she could throw grenades.
She could kill you with a grenade, even without before the grenade even explodes. She just hits you with it so hard, just it's right in your face, so you just die.
Right. I mean, I would still argue that even if she didn't use an actual javelin, if she did still throw a child, I think that would still kind of
that would be horrifying.
It would be horrifying because it is horrifying. But in the context of trying to catch somebody off guard, be like, oh, you're a well-meaning agent or whatever. Here's this child, and you're like, oh, I can't shoot the child. Oh fuck! As they fly into you, you're like, oh man. Oh gee willikers. But yeah, everybody go to AO3, write your fan fictions of the crossover between Matilda and Mission Impossible.
After Miss Trunchable gets chased away out of the school, she becomes an international criminal.
Yep, there you go. There's your prompt. Go for it. Right. Write it out. Do it. I dare you.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it,
yay,
is to tune in next time.
Yeah! For Dragon Ball Z. I mean...
when we watch Mission Impossible.
Yeah, that. Mission Impossible Z.
This stream will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
Oh, shit!
Goodbye.